Ew, f my desto. Oh, you Cheryl, you fucking bitch, I'm gonna miss you. Alright guys, we are 6 minutes now away from the series finale of Riverdale. I'm so nervous. I'm anxious. I'm not even excited, honestly, because I'm just really nervous. I don't know what to expect. I feel like I've come to terms with the fact that Betty and Archie are most likely not going to end up together, which is a huge bummer, but I've come to kind of accept that. So I'm trying not to go into this with any, I don't know, expectations, I guess. I'm going to expect the worst, hope for the best. Hopefully something works itself out and a miracle happens, but I highly doubt it. I've avoided Twitter pretty much all day today. I don't want to see anything. There was some like script leaks for like the other episodes, so I didn't know if that was going to happen with this one, and I was not about to try to find out. But I'm nervous and I don't know what else to say, guys. I'm going to try to enjoy the finale objectively, not as a Archie fan, not as a anything fan, and just kind of take it for what it is. I'm worried, and I've had this worry that the end is going to feel like a conclusion to season 7, and just season 7, not the entire series. So like, we're wrapping up these characters in the 50s and they're having their ending and everything, but like, what about our other characters? And as far as I'm concerned, season 6 was the ending. And honestly, I wish season 6 was the ending, because part of me is like, that would have been such a cool ending. Oh my god, there's 3 minutes. It would have been bittersweet because everybody like kind of died in the end, but at the same time, that end scene of the 50s could have shown us like, yeah, it's the end of these characters' stories, but at least they died content and happy and okay, you know? And then the 50s scenes in the end of season 6 could have shown us Riverdale lives on in all of these different universes, you know? It wouldn't have closed the story, though, for Tabitha, but, I mean, if they would have mixed stuff up, they could have ended it in season 6. And this season, they clearly stopped midway and then, like, rewrote the story of the season, which is absolute bullshit. It's so weird watching it, because things happen one time and then the next time it's forgotten. And it doesn't make sense to me. But we got, I think, oh my god, 2 minutes, like 1.5 minutes. So I'm going to check out now. And just a quick reminder, if you want to see the uncut reactions to Riverdale and watch the entire series with me from season 2.5, I think? Or I think it might have been like season 3 I did uncuts. I don't know. If you want to see a ton of Riverdale uncut reactions, the full episode, the link's at the top of my description for my Patreon. Otherwise, they're still on YouTube, just heavily edited. But you know, it's fun. Come binge watch it with me from the very beginning of my reactions, at least. And yeah, I just appreciate everybody, and subscribe if you haven't, and give me some love. And yeah, let's do this, guys. I'm nervous. Here we go. Oh my god. Oh my god.
67 years have gone by. It's the present day.
What?
The story tonight is about saying goodbye to a town that was once lost in time. It starts near the end with a woman named Elizabeth Cooper. She's 86 years old now.
Better be married, Archie.
Your grandma Betty. Seems like
Bet
he was an interesting
there's no red
person.
hair.
He was.
Aw.
Oh, we all were. That means I'm the last of them.
Damn.
Alice, honey. I want to go back.
This older actress looks like Alice. Also, this woman is not that old.
If you're up for it, yes, we can take a drive to Riverdale.
Does she have dementia? Did they say that? She doesn't live in Riverdale? Okay, well, it's pretty much confirmed that her husband is not Archie, though, because I feel like Archie's in Riverdale, and also... Aww. Aww. Archie's in Riverdale, and also I feel like they would make the granddaughter's hair red, you know?
I'm going back to Riverdale tomorrow. My granddaughter's taking me. Though,
nah,
going
bitch,
through
you
these
dead.
Pictures, I just wish I could go back to how it was.
I'll take you.
I want to go back to a day I missed. The day everyone got their yearbooks, senior year.
Aww. It's so weird. I don't need to cry. It's so weird seeing Jughead as the old Jughead. Like, not even just present day Jughead, but old Jughead.
Oh my goodness. It's my room. How many sunrises have I seen out this window?
How many naked Archies have I seen? Aww.
How many times have I looked out this window into Archie's?
In the thousands. At least.
Hey, sweetie.
Oh, construction
Breakfast is ready.
business?
Thanks, Mom.
Oh no, I only have one tissue in here.
Driving around the country with some dusty road crew, pouring concrete, digging ditches.
Exactly what his dad would do.
It's only gonna be 3 months.
You'll get one look at the Pacific Ocean and forget all about Riverdale.
Forget Riverdale? Fat chance.
It just makes me so sad. Sorry, I can't pause it because it's live. It makes me so sad that the Archie we know and love wanted nothing more than to grow old in Riverdale with Betty, nonetheless.
And then one day, a woman named Brooke came in. They started a conversation.
Aww.
And a few weeks later, she moved into the Andrews house. They stayed together until the very end.
Aww. Oh my god. Is that Polly? Or, oh, is it Polly and Alice? Yeah.
Mom! Polly! You're alive! You did it. You divorced Dad. You became a stewardess. Just like you dreamed.
I didn't notice that. Oh my god. How did I not notice that?
To see the world, not pass out peanuts on a puddle jumper to Poughkeepsie, but life goes on.
I called that. I freaking called that this was the afterlife and her hugging her. I feel like the biggest part that is like making me emotional is just like thinking of this being a real situation and myself in it.
I love you, Mom.
Seeing your mom that's been like long dead again.
Oh,
And like young too.
I'm so happy to see both of you again.
I always wonder if this is like when your life flashes before your eyes when you're passing away.
3 martinis and a heart attack. And your mom
Did she landed the
took
plane?
control of the plane and flew it from Riverdale to Poughkeepsie.
Okay, Alice. You fucking psychopath. Go off.
And one of the passengers on the plane asked her to dinner out of gratitude for saving his life.
Could be FB.
Till one day the postcards stopped coming.
So she wasn't even with her? Oh.
Everyone is so young and beautiful and carefree.
Oh, I guess that's
They have
Jughead
no
from
idea,
present
do
day,
they?
not the 50s. So he's fine there.
You're not supposed to be here. Or did you have some kind of miracle recovery?
Veronica.
I wonder how Veronica died. I seriously wonder, like, how she died. I hope they tell us, like, how everybody died.
There are about a million things to do before the last bell rings. We're getting our yearbooks today. Don't forget.
Also, while I think, like, I genuinely think that, like, Archie and Betty are Riverdale. But I feel like Archie should be more included in this, you know? I just saw a tweet that said that in old Betty's room, she had a picture on her bedside table of Archie in a heart-shaped frame. I can't believe I missed it. She really loved him her whole life. And she has a kid, so it's not like she, like, didn't get married, unless she marries Archie. But, like, the fact that instead of having, like, a husband, I mean, if she does have a husband, instead of having, like, the husband's picture, she has Archie's picture. Okay, relatable.
Toni.
As your senior
Aw.
class president, I'm reminding all students to pick up their yearbooks in the varsity lounge today. One per student.
The way she gets emotional every single time she hears someone's voice.
It's only fitting that I share one final poem with you.
Could you imagine, like, not seeing these people and, like, some have long passed and you hear their voice again?
For if dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly.
Period.
Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go,
I have to make jokes or
life
else
is
I'm
a
gonna
barren
cry
field,
the entire
frozen
episode.
with snow.
I'm also fully accepting the fact that I'm not going to get what I want out of this finale. So I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, the last episode of Riverdale.
Ew, Barf, what are you doing here?
Which is
Listen to
emotional
Barf, you
nonetheless.
have the mumps. Back off, I don't want your lumpy cooties.
Oh, Cheryl, you fucking bitch. I'm going to miss you.
I expect you at my and Tony's art show opening at the Dark Room tonight. And afterwards, we're hosting a little get-together at Thornhill. I'll be at both. Of course you will. Move on, Betty, there's a line behind you.
I wonder if, like, this is her crossing over or if this is just her... No, I feel like this is her crossing over. I feel like she's dying.
Now that he had a hit single on the chart.
Or maybe she's going to, like, come to... Aww.
That's a huge accomplishment. And
Aw.
I finally got my parents to sing another tune about us getting married.
Before going on my summer tour.
It's wild, though, because, like, she probably... Aw.
6 weeks on the road with an all-star lineup.
Lily Reinhart, fuck you. Why are they not like, why are you crying?
Bye.
That's gotta be hard.
Shanks's bus was heading over the Rocky Mountains when one of its tires blew. There were no survivors.
Poor
fangs.
What the f? What the f? Why would they kill him like that? Listen, if this was season 6, I would have been like, see ya. Season 6, I would have been like,
well, thanks to Fangs'
hasta la vista, baby. But what
Major
the
and their daughter were taken care of for the rest of their lives.
Aww. What the hell?
Kevin.
Can she stop?
It is a beautiful day. I would love to join you and Clay.
The tears were probably so real, too. I cannot do this with Lily Reinhardt's acting.
Clay and I are going to be roommates next year.
Aww.
With me going to Columbia to study literature and Kevin going to NYU to study musical theater writing, it just made sense for us to get an apartment together.
Aww.
Just asked us to be careful, like they always do. And
Aww.
we always are.
Aww. They're out.
They lived a very spirited life in the heart of Harlem.
Yes, I remember visiting them.
Oh, so this is just because, what does she have, like dementia or something? She's like lost her memory, that's why. It's not like she just doesn't care or that they fell apart or like grew apart.
Kevin was 82 when he went to sleep and never woke up. Clay passed away a few weeks later. Went out to enjoy some sun in Central Park. Sat on a bench to feed some pigeons, and that was that.
He joined him.
You two are soulmates. Sorry, I know I'm being silly.
Well, speaking about soulmates,
I feel like it would.
Have the 4 of you figured out what you're going to do yet?
Archie just drove up.
We're happy to keep up the ruse that you're only dating Archie and not the others.
The others.
What?
You, Archie, Veronica, and Jughead have been in a quad this entire last year.
What the f? This is not what we wanted. Ah. What the f? What a shitty way to write that. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. Why'd they do Fangs like that? Like, was that necessary? They could have said that he was like 50 and died early in his 50s or something. They didn't need to kill him right then. God damn. Oh, God. And also, what is this quad stuff? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, why are the writers such pussies? You think that this is what any of us want? You know that you can't please everybody, whether that be everybody that wants Betty and Archie or everybody that wants Bughead, everyone that's Farchie. You know you can't please everybody. But this is what you think is gonna even that out? Pleasing absolutely fucking no one? I don't get that. Don't get it.
You and me could have had one hell of a senior year taking Bella up to Lover's Lane. If only you'd chosen me over Chowderhead Andrews.
And remembering all of that sort of just
What the
took
hell?
the pressure off of us having to make a single choice. So the 4 of us realized that we could and maybe should just be together.
In what fucking world? You think Archie's best friend
So the
slash
4 of us going
brother?
on double dates, me and Archie,
What?
Jughead and Veronica, and then it kind of naturally evolved from there.
What the f?
Some nights Archie would sneak into my bedroom.
My Archie. This is so fucking stupid.
I would find my way to Veronica's.
Okay.
Hey, at least we finally
You
got a
guys
kiss.
never thought about bringing me?
But what about Archie and Jughead? This is so stupid. Obviously, that's not supposed to be like taken too seriously, but the fact that they're too scared to make a choice.
And I think you're destined for greatness.
Aww. The fact that they wouldn't make a
too,
choice on
Cooper.
the very obvious choices to be together. So instead, they said, okay, we're gonna put them as a foursome, and then they all just date each other. Like, that'll make everyone happy. Are you
Did
fucking
Reggie
kidding
go
me?
professional?
Yes? The following
Yay!
year, he played for Kansas State, and then he got drafted by the Lakers.
Holy shit.
He started coaching here at Riverdale High.
Aww.
He was buried in Duck Creek, next to his wife and his parents. He had 2 sons, who still run the used car dealership, Mantle Motors.
I have news that I haven't yet
Selling.
shared with the boys.
The Babylonium.
The final pieces fell into place yesterday, but I'm moving back to the City of Angels.
Los Angeles?
Work my way up to being a studio executive, one of the gatekeepers.
I'm trying to put the ships and stuff aside, but that just is such lazy writing. So afraid to take a leap and do the thing you've been building up the entire series. It's just ridiculous.
This move feels the most right.
I agree. Like it was my destiny.
How the hell is everybody that's talking to her not like sobbing? She looks at me once with those eyes, I would start crying.
Doesn't matter how far away we are. We will always be in each other's lives.
I don't want to know how she dies. I'm scared. I hope she lived a long life at least.
Veronica started as an assistant at Silver Shield Studios.
Look at all
But
the
within a
movies.
few years, she was running the place. She became known for her impeccable taste and
Aww.
produced some of the most iconic movies of our time.
How she dies.
I visited her grave once.
Why do we need to know how they died?
Such a force.
Like, I want to know how she died, but also, like, I want to just end the characters where they are right now. We don't need to know that they die, even though obviously they would die at some point.
I wish I had kept in better touch with her. With everyone, all of us, we were so close.
A year-long collaboration between myself and my partner in all things, Toni Topaz. Our relationship
My
is
babies.
the most thrilling thing I could have ever imagined.
I don't want to know how they die or when.
Enjoy the work and feel free to buy a piece.
Whereas if they didn't live until 1 year before Betty dies together, they better have died together at the same time. Oh, my babies. Aw.
Cheryl had an incredible career as a painter.
Aw.
Her work was shown in galleries and museums across the country.
Oh my god.
Toni and Cheryl stayed together in a
Look
craftsman
at
house
them.
where they lived as artists and activists. And they had a son, Dale, named after Riverdale, of course.
That's Vanessa's son. What?
And how did they pass away?
No, I don't want to know. Together?
After living full lives.
Thank God. Shoni Endgame, bitch. And not just Shoni Endgame. Shoni Lifetime Endgame. They lived full lives. I'm glad he didn't tell us who died first.
Senior year was amazing and incredibly fulfilling, not just physically, emotionally, too. Seriously, how lucky were we to have been brought together?
Besides the fact that this is so stupid, it is kind of funny because it's like so something Veronica would like recommend. I guess like as high school students, I don't really care if they do that quad shit, but I want my Archie endgame. Guys, I am not ready for her to talk to Archie. I'm not ready.
I'm glad it was with you three yahoos.
I love you all so much.
Core 4.
Meeting you was the best thing that could
Isn't
have
it
possibly
amazing
happened to me.
that we've had the core 4 and none of them left the entire show? They really came from pilot to here. It also makes me emotional that all their tears are real.
Hey,
Me too. Hold my hand.
should we all take one last ride in my hot
Hold my
rod
hand.
together to Cheryl's after party?
Aw. Also, it's killing me that Vanessa's son River is playing a character named Dale. Like Riverdale.
So here's a few memories for us to recall. And no, I won't be mentioning the epic highs and lows of high school football.
Oh my god. That is so meta.
Just don't mutter the word tangerine, because it sets off her serial killer gene.
Oh my god. The fact that he's making fun of stuff in their previous lives.
Then again, you were once upon a time a human dialysis machine.
Oh my god.
You also kept your beloved Jason down in a cellar.
Oh my god.
But I'm glad to see you and the Serpent Queen back together. Only
This
thing,
is so
Tony,
cute.
Southside's
Aw.
one word, so whoever designed your jacket is a terrible speller. Chained himself to Southside High. Do me next.
Aw. It's making me like remembering things from so long ago.
A long way from a cult member who stole organs to put in a freezer.
That wasn't me.
There's that other Reggie, so how do we know you're even legitimate? I'm gonna need to see some kind of birth certificate.
Oh my god.
Not cool, Andrews. You know I'm
That
sensitive
other
about
Reggie.
that.
This is so funny because it like makes it so they're literally able to joke about the shit that's happened in the show because it's technically like not their lives anymore.
It's truly one of my life's greatest pleasures
Well,
to call you
This is
all
really
my
sad.
best friends. Forever and ever.
this is probably so hard to film. Like the tears are real. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm gonna throw up. I'm gonna puke.
Tonight isn't goodbye anyway.
So is this KJ's last
I
scene
know
he
we'll see
filmed?
each other again. Maybe we'll even end up together. You know, I've always felt that it would be you and me at the end of the road.
It should be.
I mean, it started with us, didn't it?
Yep, should have ended with you.
But that's not what happens in the future.
No?
That sucks.
Then you meet a sweet, strong girl who makes you laugh. And you settle
It's so out of
down
character.
in
This is me
Modesto.
off. Ew, f Modesto.
And you are so content and happy.
Betty, shut up and let him kiss you.
And when you die,
No, he doesn't die.
you ask to be buried here.
Aww. They did them so dirty. The fact that this is like a goodbye kiss is like it's so dirty. They should have ended up together.
There's one last person I want to visit before we leave.
Who? Fred? Is it Fred? Or wait, who? I'm trying to think of who it could be. Her dad? No. Who?
It was right after the beginning of
Shut
senior year
you.
that he...
Yes.
No, we didn't need to know. We didn't need to know. He could have lived forever. We didn't need to know this.
But at least it happened in his sleep.
Yeah. Why would they tell us? I don't want to know that he died.
He's probably still doing what he loved best.
I forgot.
Flipping burgers and mixing shapes.
We still have
making people smile.
the scene of them at Pops.
For the rest of eternity, I bet.
Of them welcoming her. It kind of makes me sad. Like, that they ended it with all of them growing apart. Like, I get you don't stay friends with your high school friends, like, forever, but I feel like they could have made them a little bit more together in the end.
It was juvenile satire at best, mocking all of the sacred cows.
People loved it.
I still want him to be the writer of Archie comics. Because what's the narrator been writing this whole time? That's what I want to know.
A self-published bestseller? And it was your advice column? Betty's diary?
All I remember from those days were the never-ending deadlines. But other people are fighting them now. The younger generation.
Who grew up reading the magazine you started?
Aw. Okay, Queen.
Exposing hard truths.
I could have done a heck of a lot worse.
Aw.
Do you have any regrets about not getting married?
Oh, shit.
None.
Who did she have kids with? Wow. You know what? I could see...
But I'm so
I can
happy
see
I
that.
adopted my daughter, Carla.
Oh, okay.
That's my true legacy.
I kind of like that ending being that she never got married. If it can't be Archie, I understand it being nobody.
What about you? Any regrets about
that's very
not
much
getting
Betty.
circled?
Sometimes.
Aw.
I wish that we could stay in Riverdale forever with all of our friends.
You can. You can? No. No, no, no. It's gonna... I'm assuming when she officially passes over, that's when she dies.
Bursting
You're
with
gonna get
love
that. You're
for
gonna
each
get
other.
that, baby.
In fact, it's time to get you back.
It's not possible now, but it's gonna be possible when you die.
I'm ready
You ready to go?
to face whatever comes next.
Heaven in the sky, it pops. I kind of like that idea of Betty not ever getting married. That seems very Betty. I don't like that she didn't marry Betty, Archie. Whoa, Archie. Aw.
Goodbye, town sign.
Aw. Wait, that's sad.
Getting to grow up here.
Grandma Betty were here.
Oh, she's dead.
Sleep.
No, she dead. She's f***ing dead.
I don't think she's asleep, honey.
She really said, oh, there's pop dates. There's the sign. Adios. Aww. This is the part I'm not ready for. Oh, God. How I've missed this, Betty. Oh, my God, Jason. Jason been sitting there waiting for them forever. Look at them. They're like, finally.
We're their forever juniors.
Aw.
Forever 17.
Aw.
Always going to, coming from some bands, talking about school.
I like the idea of them ending at Pops. I would fucking cry this whole time. I feel like everything got started at Pops, and that's where it's ending.
Where we've always been, and always will be, in the sweet hereafter.
Oh, I fucking called that shit.
Your favorite? Strawberry?
Thank you.
I like how he's in Sweet Hereafter and his wife is nowhere to be found.
So if you happen to see that neon sign, pull over. Come on in, take a seat. Know that you'll always be among friends. Have a good night.
See, I want to know what he wrote. I guess that's it. I don't know how I fully felt about that. It's not, it wasn't bad. It was good, but it just wasn't perfect, which like I wasn't necessarily expecting perfect, but I feel like because of the fact that so much centered around what these 50s characters did in the future, it just kind of didn't hit as much, and it was still emotional, it was still like intense, but and sad, but like that's like how I was feeling, was worried that it was going to feel like a wrap up of season 7 and not a wrap up of the whole series. We found out how all the 50s people lived, who they ended up with, how they died, when they died, and all of the story from seasons 1 to 6 is just gone. And like, yeah, they have their memories now. They're aware of it, but it didn't matter. It didn't make any difference to the storyline. However, it was very emotional, and I'm very sad. I still am devastated that that's the end of Riverdale. I'm sad that it's ending. I'm sad that it's ending like this, and I'm sad that we couldn't see our characters and how they ended up. It was a good finale. It wasn't the worst, and I mean, it wasn't the best, but it also was not the worst. It could have been a lot worse. I just thought there's honestly like a few issues that I had with it. The biggest one being that it was a season finale, not a series finale. It was a season finale to season 6. Or 7, sorry. It was as if season 7 got canceled. If it was its like own thing, like Riverdale started at season 7, and season 7 got canceled. It was like a wrap up of one season, not the whole series. I think it would be pretty difficult to do a wrap up of the whole series, having been in the 50s where like, yeah, they have their memories, but like it doesn't affect literally anything. How is it gonna like affect season 6 at all? But there we go, guys. That was the series finale of Riverdale. Regardless of what I just said, I am incredibly emotional and sad, and there was some fantastic moments in this episode. Some of the character wrap-ups, I mean, every single one I feel like was emotional, and Lily Reinhart crying and every single one didn't help. How do you put Lily Reinhart on screen when she's crying and then expect people to not get emotional? Okay, let's start. I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to talk about how I feel about all of it. Showing old Betty absolutely broke me. Also, old Betty did not look that old. And I can't believe I didn't notice that it was Archie's picture and the heart on her bedside table. That's so f***ing cute. And the fact that she never got married, she literally loved him her whole life. And it's so funny to me that Archie is in Sweet Hereafter, and like, where is his wife? Where are any of these people's partner? Because it seems like they only want to be with their high school friends. Jughead going to Betty and letting Betty relive this day was so special. And Betty looking at Archie through the window one last time was everything to me. I'm glad that they gave us one last window scene, because that was such like a huge thing for Barchi, you know, that one last window scene. We also find out that Jughead was the second to last to die. He died right before Betty did. Betty reuniting with Alice and Polly was so beautiful. It just like makes me emotional seeing this and thinking of like myself in that situation, of your mom who passed probably years and years and years before, and then getting to see her again, getting to hear her voice again and talk to her and hug her. I couldn't imagine. And I really do hope that that's what the afterlife is reuniting with your loved ones and in their prime of when, you know, whenever they felt their best, and just seeing them again just was, oh my God, I can't imagine. Even if it was just Jughead getting her ready to die, you know, whatever. The fact that she got to see her mom again was beautiful. Veronica ends up moving to LA. I'll talk about the quad stuff in a minute, but one thing that does upset me about this episode is I don't understand why they had to write it as though all 4 of them drifted apart and like didn't stay in touch. I don't like that. They've been friends their whole lives. Well, Archie and Betty have, but they've been friends for so long, and you're just telling me that they like graduated and then kind of went their separate ways and barely spoke ever again. That just doesn't seem right. That is not what people in present day Riverdale would have done. And even so, like, I don't understand the point of writing it that way. You know, we love our characters and their relationships and everything, so why would you write it like that? Why would you write their ending as though like, hey, none of us have talked in years? What is the point of that? I feel like that's just like unnecessary. You could have at least given us an ending where they spoke to each other. Okay, let's talk about this quad stuff. On one hand, I'm like, wow, of course, you know, this is Riverdale. Of course that's a thing. But at the same time, this is the series finale. This is not a season finale. This is not an episode in the middle where it's haha funny, they were a quad. This is the series finale. And to have them say like, oh, we got our memories back, and then we got curious, so like all of us started hooking up with each other. It just is like, on part of me is like, what the hell, like laughing, and it's funny, and like watching all of them interact with each other. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, why? That's so unnecessary. It's such a pussy way out. I'm sorry, but like the fact that they are too scared to just have an end game, that they think that that's going to satisfy everyone, and then not only to do that, but then in the end, literally nobody ends up together. Like, are you really that afraid of people that you'd just rather nobody ends up together? Because I can imagine that that would be twice as much hate as you would get if at least one of the ships end up together. First of all, it should have been the ship that they've been working to since the f***ing pilot. Every single episode since has been pushing Betty and Archie together. That always has been. From their flashbacks as they were kids, from the window scenes, from the girl next door, everything. They were meant to end up together, and I want to know why that was changed. Because season 7, it was going that direction, and then suddenly it stopped. And then they just forgot about the fact that they kissed and like had a moment, you know, like they were supposed to start dating after that. And then the next episode, Betty is like, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Archie. Like, what do you mean? You just kissed him last night. That is the biggest, that makes me so mad. So much buildup, even with Reggie and Veronica at that point, and then to just like, gone. I don't get it. I want to know why they decided to just like, it's almost like they like filmed that first area and then got amnesia and forgot all about it, and then they tried to have to come up with another storyline to continue it without knowing what the stuff before it was. I just feel like not having any of the end games, any of the ships be end game, is just such a bitch way out. Especially when he was clearly leading this to be a Betty and Archie end game. I just don't get it. I don't understand that choice. And I honestly, in my opinion, it just makes Raz look like someone who is too afraid to take chances to write a good show, honestly. Because that is such bullshit. Okay, why did they have to do my boy Fangs like that? Poor Fangs. Fangs is visiting Jason over at fucking Pops, waiting there for fucking 70 years. They could, like, that is so sad. He finally got his girl and she's not dead, and then he dies as like a teenager. What is up with that? That was so unnecessary. If anything, they could have said that like Fangs went on to have a really successful career. He had this many #1 albums, and he was touring when he was 40 years old, and his tour bus went off the side. There was no survivors, you know? At least give him some time. Give him 20 years to at least live. Why'd they do him like that? They did the whole season of him working hard to marry her, to be worthy, and then they just kill him. That seems so fucking stupid to me. Like, why? Oh my god, Betty seeing Kevin and instantly tearing up. Okay. Kevin and Clay living in New York City together, and just the fact that they ended up together, and Kevin's mom and Clay's dad being supportive of them. They're out and they're proud. It's just everything I could have asked for. And I'm so happy that this season has a few good things, and I'm so happy that Clay was introduced, because he truly was the match for Kevin. Because this whole series, I don't think there's ever been anybody perfect for Kevin until Clay came along. And I'm so happy that ended up together. I was kind of afraid that maybe they wouldn't, like maybe they would like live for a long time together and then break up or something, like, I don't know. All in all, I feel like that quad relationship thing is so stupid. Such a letdown. I don't know. Like, I don't know why they thought anyone would be happy with that. Also, the fact that Reggie went on to play in the NBA is so cute. And then also him finding out about the quad relationship and being like so shook about it. You're telling me Archie, his best friend / even brother, didn't tell him that? I sort of already talked about Veronica, but I love that she went to LA and lived her full fabulous life like she always wanted. And she wrote all of her comic movies and actually made it happen. It just was so true Veronica style in the end. And I am sad again that like Betty had said, I wish that I reached out to her, I wish we stayed in touch more. It's like, why wouldn't they just make them stay in touch? If you guys can give us anything, if the writers could give us anything, please give us that at least. That they still know each other, that they're not like strangers again. Cheryl and Toni are endgame. The absolute best part of this episode. I can't. And the fact that it showed them in the 70s too, they lived together, they had a son. Okay, also the fact that it's Vanessa's son that's playing Dale. And it's also hilarious to me that his name is River and he's playing a character named Dale. Like Riverdale. Also, is his name River based off of Riverdale? Or is it just a coincidence? But that made me so happy. And the fact that Cheryl became a professional painter and Toni was a huge activist. It's just like, oh my God. Everything about them is just, it was so cute. And the scene of them with their son, it was so special. Makes me want to cry. If anything I could take away from this, it is that Shoni is fucking endgame. We have been working at this since season 2, and we got it. We got that Shoni endgame. I'm here to collect my Shoni endgame, and it's mine, and I got it. Archie's poem was so cute and also so funny. It was so meta and so funny how he's like referencing their lives in present day and their present day selves, and how Reggie was 2 different actors, and Cheryl keeping Jason in her basement or whatever it was, and all these like, oh, and then when Archie said, "And your serpent queen," that shit killed me. That was so cute. And then talking about Betty being a serial killer and the tangerine thing, it's just so funny. It was such a cute way to like show his talent in writing, in a way to like show this last scene of all of them together. It was just beautiful. I loved that scene, and Camila Mendes sobbing just killed me, because you could tell this is the last scene that they all filmed like together. Maybe even the last scene that a lot of them filmed in general. The scene of Betty and Archie broke my heart. I wish that Betty would have just pretended like it was, that there was no future thing that she knew about, and just was there with him. But him talking about wanting to end up with her and the fact that he didn't breaks my heart. At least we know that he wanted to end up with her, and he would have, you know. But life happened. I just know in the Sweet Hereafter, Archie and Betty are making out in one of the stalls in the bathrooms. I just know it. Because his wife sure ain't there. But honestly, I fully like feel like season 6 was the ending for those characters. And like Tabitha said, like who they are in this universe is like all of them mushed together, combined. So these are not the same people. These are a bunch of different people combined. So technically, that is a separate universe with different people. Like, these are not the same people. Yeah, they have the memories of those people, but they're also a bunch of other people. And in that universe, in our universe, Betty and Archie were engaged and ended up together, and we're gonna get married. And that's all that matters to me. Am I sad that they were too pussy to just have them end up together? Yes. However, it's not just all about the ships, and I don't know. I kind of prepped myself for this, had a feeling it wasn't going to be in my favor, so I made sure that I was okay for it to not go that way and just kind of enjoy the finale for what it was. But I am truly sad that that is how their story ended, because it shouldn't have ended that way. Or if we did go to the 50s, it should have stayed the storyline it was doing instead of changing the script halfway through the season. I'm so happy that we got that last Archie kiss. Also, the kiss of them when they were in bed, when he like snuck in her room and they were just like smiling and kissing. It was so cute. But that last Archie kiss was so passionate and so sweet, and I'm really happy that we at least got that, and we got that last kiss of them together. But it makes me sad too, because if you think about it, that was probably Archie's last kiss for them as well. So bullshit. Also, the whole California thing and him moving, it just seems like so out of character. And I get that this Archie's not exactly the same as the other Archie, because this is a bunch of Archies put together, but present day Archie, our Archie, would have never left Riverdale. He ended relationships because he wanted to stay in Riverdale, because he was not meant for a big city. He was not meant for anything but Riverdale. All he cared about was Riverdale. Being this small town man, marrying Betty, and having this white picket fence family, and you're telling me that he chose to leave and then stayed gone, besides him being buried there. It just seems like so out of character, and I hate that they wrote it that way in general. Also, it was so unnecessary for them to write that Pop Tate died. I could have assumed that myself. You didn't need to tell me. He was supposed to live the entire series, okay? Also, I'm kind of sad that we didn't get like a conclusion to Jughead's writing. We see him typing on the typewriter the entire series, and I thought it was going to kind of lead to something. I don't know, that he was going to be the writer of something, of a book, of a comic, of something. And he did like open up his own publishing company. But I really thought that like his story he's telling was going to end up being something in the show, you know? It ended how it kind of started, you know, in the booth at Pops all together. And that was so sad, especially everyone hugging her and welcoming her, you know, because she finally is here. She finally died. And I love how they took her and she died right in front of Pops. I enjoyed it. Broke my heart, you know, like I expected. I tried really hard not to cry the whole time. But I'm going to miss this show so much. And it wasn't perfect. I don't agree with some of the choices that they made in the end. But I still enjoyed the finale. And I'm happy that it came to a close. I'm going to miss the show so terribly much. This was one of the first shows I ever reacted to. And I think it was the second show I reacted to. And I just can't believe it's over. I'm sad that this is not going to be here every week. I'm sad that we're never going to see a promo again. I'm sad that we're not going to see Barchi. We're not going to see literally anybody ever again. I'm sad there's no more Shoni. That's another thing that I wanted to know how they died and stuff, and it was nice to know. But at the same time, I'm like, I just want to know, like, I don't need to know how they died. I don't want to know what happened when they were 70 years old. I want to know how the show ended when they're at the point they're on right now. Or even a few years in the future. I don't want to know 70 years down the line, you know? Because most shows, they have the ending be like around that time, or they'll be like 3 years later or something. They don't show this person as an adult and then tell us their whole life story. Like, I don't want to know everything. I don't want to know that Betty and Archie ended up breaking up. Just tell us that they're together at the end and that's it. Does that make sense though? This show has been an absolute roller coaster and I am sad that it's time to get off. I think it was time to end it. I just wish that it would have been ended with our characters and not the 50s characters. Or if it was the 50s characters and they were stuck there, at least they would be our characters, not these merged characters into one that think differently and do different things than our Riverdale characters were and did. Because I really believe that there would have been an entirely different ending if they became our characters again and not a merged version of all of themselves. Yeah, as a finale, I think it was pretty good. I'd probably give it like maybe a 7 out of 10. I thought it was good. I just think that for one, I think they were too scared to have a ship be Endgame, so instead they bitched out for that. And then two, I feel like they could have executed like the same kind of thing without showing us them at 80 years old, you know? And I just wish that their endings had a more similar ending to how their character was portrayed. Oh, another thing I forgot to mention that I do like, I might have mentioned it actually, but I like that Betty never got married, because Betty even in the 50s was saying like, I don't even think I want to get married. And so it's very on brand for her, even in present day, not in present day like season 5 and 6, but like beforehand, I could definitely see her being someone that doesn't get married, you know? And so I'm not mad at that, but I'm just sad that this season strayed so far off. And I think that honestly, that is the biggest problem that I have with this season, genuinely, is not the fact that we went to the 50s, that they got their memories wiped. It's the fact that they're writing these 50s versions of our characters as polar opposites to our Riverdale characters. For one simple example, Archie leaving Riverdale. They do so many things and act certain ways that are so different. They're just like not the same in like multiple different ways. And so it's a tough pill to swallow when we've been watching the characters be a certain way for so long to then now our entire final season is these other characters that think completely differently and have completely different feelings about things. I think that the 50s storyline could have worked a lot better if, one, they were adults. But I think that they still could have done it in high school, but they should have made the characters pretty much exactly like they were in present day. Although I get it now that like the reason they didn't is because these are merged versions of all the characters, all the universes or whatever, into one. But even doing that, and even that having been the outcome from Tabitha, I feel like that shouldn't have been the outcome, because the characters we got in season 7 were completely different. They're like not even the same people at all. Why couldn't they have just written it as like they picked these people up from here and brought them to here in the 50s? Why couldn't it have been like that? If it had to be like anything, why couldn't it be like that? Why did they have to keep writing ways to make them so far off of our characters. Why? Why? And then, of course, the ship thing, I think that was such a pussy move and such an easy way out to not get people mad. But honestly, I feel like more people are going to be mad now because, like, let's say you have these two sides of the ship. Let's say these people want Bughead, these want Archie. You pick one, hooray! Hooray, we ended up together. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. And then, like, hooray, we ended up together. No, screw you, screw you, screw you. But now you picked none of them, and now everyone's mad. In what world? The fact that this is the last season, it's not like choosing Archie and up together and Bughead's getting mad is gonna change anything about the show. It's not gonna get the show canceled. It's not gonna lose viewers because the show's ending. So you could have literally done it. You could have pulled the trigger and done what you clearly have been leading to this entire series. But you didn't. Instead, you just like said, oh, Betty never got married. Archie met somebody in California that we don't know about and had a kid, got married, had a kid, or whatever. Jughead never got married. Veronica, I don't know if they said about Veronica. It just seemed, I don't know. I feel like they could have had an end game. And honestly, if they did have an end game, like a Archie end game, or a bigger end game, this episode would have been even more exciting. It would have been an exciting finale because we got two of our characters together forever, you know? But instead, we got none of them together forever. And literally not together forever because he wrote them, or whoever wrote them as they all drifted apart. And that's why that bugs me, because it's like, not only did we not get a couple that is going to be forever, our core four is not forever. And that sucks. These people we've been rooting for. I'm not going to cry. These people we've been rooting for and following for 6 seasons. 7 now. Ones that we've seen go through so many different relationships, ups and downs and everything. And then you write it. You have the opportunity to wrap their story up and let us know that the core four stuck together. But no, you wrote it that they all drifted away. And honestly, saying that out loud just makes me feel like it's like a slap to the face of the fans. And maybe it's not as deep as I'm making it. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I feel like that wasn't necessary. I feel like they should have given us at least that happy ending of knowing that the core four stayed close. Because ships and literally everything aside, that is the most important of the show, is the core four, Shoni, Kevin, and Clay. Obviously some others too, but core four is Riverdale. That's Riverdale. Kind of sad about that. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about that, that is the part that I'm the most upset about, is the fact that the core four didn't stay together forever. And obviously they're never going to be like BFFs forever since high school, like even though they're now 70 years old. But they could have still been friends and kept in touch and like did dinner every now and then when they were in town. Like, you know, like it just wasn't necessary to write that way. That being said, all of these things aside, the way it was written, in terms of like the writing style and the way it was filmed and the directing and all that, I thought was really, really a clever way to close out these chapters and give us an ending without showing every little detail. It was kind of cool to see that like Betty can't remember everything, so as she's getting walked through it, so are we. We're coming into it learning along with Betty. All of the reunions were so emotional, and it was so beautiful. It was done so beautifully, and I'm gonna miss this show. Now, had this all been done this exact same way, but with our characters in present day Riverdale, it would have been one of the best finales I've ever seen. Also, if the core four ended up together and Archie. But you know what? I got a Shoni in game. I've been rooting for them since season 2. God, it's been a fucking ride, but we made it. Honestly, that's what Fangs gets for coming between Shoni in the first place. Okay, I did grow to love Fangs, and I'm kind of sad that they did that to him. Like, this poor man worked his ass off for his girlfriend's family to accept him and love him and have this career, and then you're just killing him before he can even blow up. So yeah, I think that's how I feel. I might kind of seem like I have more negative opinions than positive ones, but I don't necessarily believe that. I really did like the episode. I thought it was a good finale. I don't think it was perfect. I think there's a lot of things that I wish were different, or a lot of things that I wish they would have done, just in general. And yeah, but I'm gonna miss these. I'm gonna miss them. Shoni, Archie, Betty, Jughead, Veronica. I'm gonna miss them. I feel like it's not going to truly hit me until like next year when another season should be starting, and then it just doesn't. I feel like that's when it's going to truly hit me that it's over. Also, it sucks seeing people on Twitter, like I posted a tweet about Riverdale ending with a picture of the cast in front of Pops in season 1 and the cast in front of Pops in season 5, and like how much everyone's grown and like how different it is, and just saying like I'm so sad it's ending. And then there's so many people that replied and like quote tweeted it saying like, finally, good, da-da-da, like no one cares. And I'm kind of like, clearly you care if you're replying, but also leave us alone. If we want to like Riverdale, let us like Riverdale. You don't want it, you don't like it, don't watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. No one's forcing you to watch it. So let us be sad about something. Because to me personally, Riverdale is so much more than just a show. Riverdale is one of the shows that my channel grew with, you know? And Riverdale was one of the shows that was like it's a comfort show to me. I would be so happy when the show would be on. Even the dumbass seasons with the Gargoyle King, I would still be happy watching. And so I don't care what anybody else feels about it. It just is annoying to me when they say stuff, but I don't care. You know, I love the show and I stuck it out to the end. I am proud to say that I watched the pilot episode, season 1, episode 1, live when it aired, and I watched the finale episode, season 7, episode 20, live when it aired. I don't regret any of it. Thank you guys so much for coming on this journey with me and watching with me. I know there's some people that have been watching since literally the first episode that I uploaded on YouTube. So thank you. That means more to me than you know, to know that people still stuck around and it's not just all new people. I'm gonna miss everyone so much. Please subscribe and stick around. Maybe you'll see a show that you like that I'm reacting to and we can meet again. If not, and Riverdale was your thing and this is not going to be a thing that we're going to see each other again, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your love. Thank you for just giving me the time of day to listen to me ramble on about fucking Riverdale. So I can't say thank you enough. I love you guys so much, and yeah, thank you for sticking with me through this journey. It's been a crazy one. Thank you guys for watching along the entire series with me, and for commenting and everything, interacting with me and giving me your theories, telling me how you feel, if I'm wrong, you know, all of that. Even all the interactions are just fantastic, and they've brought so much joy to my heart. So thank you. And that was the series finale of Riverdale, and I think that is pretty much it. I will see you guys some other time, hopefully. Thank you for watching.
Well, it's unfair. Looking like that, make a gentleman stare. Oh, well, it's unfair. Looking like that, make a gentleman